So let's talk about the recent changes in Florida law. As of March 24th, 2023, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law personal injury reform. Now there will be several huge changes to the way we do personal injury law going forward. The change in bad faith law. What is bad faith law? Bad faith is when you pay premiums to an insurance company in exchange for them to defend you up into the limits of your coverage or your bodily injury coverage. So that if you have negligently injured a party, that they will pay those policy limits to the injured party in order for them to release you from all liability going forward. Well, when the insurance company decides to pay fast and loose with your future and the injured party takes you to trial and they win a verdict over and above and beyond the coverage that you have, then that is now tacked on to you. That now becomes your responsibility and many times can bankrupt you based on the injury and the massive amount of attorney's fees that it takes to get to trial. So in times past, what would happen is there would be a bad faith claim that would be opened up based on the insurance company's failure to properly evaluate the claim and settle it for within the policy limits range. And so now there would be what we call an excess judgment that would have to be paid by the insurance company to cover your interest and to make sure the injured party is fully compensated, for which they've now had to go and prove their damages at trial. Well, what has changed now in this new bill, House Bill 837, is that bad faith has been drastically reduced to the point where only the most egregious of situations will arise where the insurance company is required to pay the attorney's fees for the at-fault part, for the injured party. What that means is that in having some deterrent effect, which is a reason for bad faith law, to have a deterrent effect to insurance companies not acting in good faith to settle these cases, now they will be free to operate as loosey-goosey as they choose to and to play with your future without any care in the world, because they know they now don't have to pay for it on the back end. What does that look like? Lower resolution amounts. What does that look like? The at-fault party now being personally liable for these damages that come down the pike, and your insurance companies are able to go scot-free, and they're able to preserve the funds that they've had and been able to utilize to increase their bottom line over the time that they failed to pay it. They're able to now walk away scot-free, and that's not fair, certainly to the injured party, nor to the at-fault party who has paid for bodily injury protection coverage and now will have to deal with a verdict on their back. And that's not fair, but that is the new change in the law. And we certainly want to educate the public as to what our state legislature and Governor Ron DeSantis has done in signing House Bill 837 into law. Another thing I want to mention as to bad faith law is the fact that in many of these cases, it doesn't make sense for a attorney to take this case and to litigate it because the policy limits are so low on the matter, but the insurance company decides to play hardball and not pay those small policy limits. Well, here's the issue. Now a lot of attorneys won't want to take those cases that are marginal in nature, however, would take a lot of attorney time to litigate and to get across the finish line. Now the attorney's fees are not paid, then the lower rung, I'll say, cases that do not pay as much will not get full value on them, because no one will want to, no attorney will want to go to trial on it if they know that their attorney's fees won't be paid, and it will turn out to be a debt on the defendant the at-fault drivers back, or their debt, their credit. And many times these people are judgment proof and don't have any ability to pay, and so not making the insurance companies responsible certainly takes away the linchpin that makes sure that people are able to recover their full measure of damages when they're injured, and that hurts the citizens of Florida.